Hi, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Okay. Hi, good morning. Hi, good morning, everyone. Thanks
Morning,
for
morning.
joining. Yeah, good morning. I hope you had a great morning. Thanks for joining our 16th Cytrons webinar series. Today is a little bit different. We will be assembling the Creality's latest 3D printer, which is the CR Smart. All right, so stay with us until the end of this session as we have some special promotion going on, and we will also be sharing some of the latest info, what's happening with our 3D printing market. And yeah, I hope you enjoy today's session. And of course, same goes to all our session. If you have any questions, drop your questions in the comment section. If you're in YouTube, drop your questions on the right side comment section. And if you're in Facebook, drop your questions in the Facebook. Right. So today we have two more people with me. All right. Let me quickly introduce them. Okay, over here we have Over. Actually, he's already here. I already put him in. So you all know who is Over. So over here today he will be commentating. He's one of our commentators. He will be commenting on our assembly process. He will also be sharing his experience in 3D printing. Recently, Over he set up an Ender 3, his first 3D printer, but of course he have already done 3D printing like for very long time already, and finally he get to experience it more. And today he will be sharing with us on what he thinks about CR-10 Smart. Okay, and of course, we have Daniel over here, Mr. Link. He will be assembling the CR-10 Smart 3D printer. I will show the camera later on. All right, I will move the camera to him later on during the demo. But yeah, it's just three of us. All right, you guys know me. I'm Adrian, and I will be your host today, and also I'll be doing the commentating for this assembly process. So let's get started. I'm not going to waste more time. We are going to spend more time interacting with each other. If you have questions, ask. We try to answer. And yeah, the whole session is all about introducing you to this CR-10 Smart. Okay. Let's see if you have any questions. By the way, today I'm in the office. So if you hear that there's a bit background noises around here, it's because of the echo and it's because of vehicles moving outside. We are ventilating the room. We leave the windows open, so it's a bit noisy. So bear with us. But I hope the audio is clear. Okay, let's go. All right, again, we have three of us here today. Over our CTO, and then Mr. Ling, our product specialist, and me. We will have a closer look at the CR-10 Smart today. It's only 1 hour. And let's get right into it, shall we? I'm not going to dwell more on what is 3D printer, what is 3D printing. I'm not even going to go through individual specs of this 3D printer because I'm going to share all this information to you in the link, in the product link later on. But let's focus more on assembling this 3D printer and also take a closer look so that you can like ask us immediately if you have questions. Okay, let's go.
Wow. What's the
All
build
right,
size?
so so over here we have Mr. Link. Okay, Mr. Link. Okay, I'll be moving this webcam around, but over here we have Mr. Link. He's our product specialist for 3D printers, and he will be assembling the CR-10 Smart today. Okay, we have all the components laid on the table. It's not as messy as you think, so I will go through one by one of these components. But before we move on, I will also constantly check our comment section to see if we have questions. All right, so a quick one. But of course, Mr. Obo will also be uh, keeping view on the questions coming in. Right, let's see. Okay,
I
the
think
first
what's the
one is
build size of this?
right. We have questions already, right? the build size for this 3D printer, it's bigger than Ender 3. It's 300 by 300 by 400, right? X 300, Y 300, Z 400. It's bigger than most of Creality 3D printer. I assume even bigger than Ender 3 Max, in terms of the height. So it definitely have a bigger build plate, bigger print size, and you can do more things with a bigger print size. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna leave the floor to Mr. Lin. He will begin setting up the 3D printer. But before he do that, okay, I'm going to go through one by one of the components on the for the CR-10. Bear with me for a moment.
So, yep. Can I hear you? Testing and see.
Okay, let me leave this on. All right. I have to leave my webcam on so that you can hear me. But I'm going to go through some of these components in from the box. Right? We haven't assembled anything yet. Everything here is pre-assembled by Creality. This is the gantry. The gantry comes together with the nozzle, everything, the hot end is all built in together with the tube. We don't have to assembly any of these. Okay? Everything comes out from the box. Right?
Adrian, the
Also,
camera.
okay, I'm sorry. Okay,
Ah,
now I can see myself. You probably can see clearer now. Okay, so this, you have your Z axis. Everything basically is green, but later on I will show you again after the assembly. I'll have a closer look, but the components are over here, everything is here, right? Everything is all pre-assembled. And then the base. So we have the dual rail, right? Timing belt is over here. There's a tensioner for both, right? Tensioner. I believe we have two views, so if I'm sorry if my webcam is not pointing the right direction, but I hope you get a better view, right?
it's
And
very big.
then 300 by 300 glass big, and it's a huge base, by the way. Over here, this entire thing weighs around more than 10 kg.
Yeah.
Okay, because of the build size, it's very big. But then again, okay, it doesn't really move over too much, Not like Ender 3, it goes all the way beyond in front of the rail. This one is like, it's just here. The LCD is over here. Okay, we will attach it here later, and you can actually adjust the LCD left and right. And then these are the other components that comes together in the kit. Right. We have this is the bearing
Spool holder.
holder, right?
Yeah.
For the filament. Normally, in their past design, they didn't really add a bearing here. This is the only one that I see that comes with a bearing, a built-in bearing. It's pretty cheap. And then you have your cord. Um, comes with a filament, a 200 gram PRA, white filament, some PTFE tube, some spares. And then these are the only 8 bolts that you have to connect. I mean, you have to assemble the 3D printer for the 3D printer. So these are the only 8 bolts over here, right? A handful of bolts. Not even a handful, actually. So it's not very complicated. The whole idea is that this is a pre-assembled 3D printer. You don't really need to have a lot of knowledge in mechanical engineering. You just need to know how to pick up an Allen key and screw this bolt into a 3D printer. It's as simple as that lah, like IKEA lah, but IKEA has even more of these bolts. So it's just 8 bolts over here, and then you have a spatula. This is just a note from Creality, a thank you note from Creality. Okay, I believe everyone will get this.
Gold color some more.
Gold card, yeah. And then you have your instruction manual. So it's actually commendable for every Ender or every CR series, every 3D printer from Creality to actually come out with a very good instruction manual, right? Very detailed instruction manual, especially on the assembling side. They have done this for several years now, and they improve it a lot, right? It comes in dual language, English and Chinese, because they are from China. But their English are understandable, right? Malaysians can understand their English perfectly. We can build it. We can follow every single step easily. And of course, the assembly part is very simple. It also covers the software too. So, back then when the Ender 3 first released, there is no slicer, there's no um, 3D printing slicers from Creality. But right now, Creality, they have their own slicers. It's an integration of Cura actually, and they cover this all the slicer details in the user manual as well. I'm going to leave the assembly part to Mr. Ling right now because I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to dwell too much on what's in the past, but I'm going to talk about what is happening during the assembly. Okay, so Mr. Ling, I'm going to pass to you. Sorry guys, if you can't really hear what I'm saying, but I hope you can give me a signal if you can't hear. Sorry for my jittery hand while I'm holding this webcam. But yeah, ask me if you need a closer look. I'll be looking at the comment section right now.
Have you explained what's the toolbar for?
Toolbar.
The sidebar, front one.
Oh.
Enforce one to enforce the rigidness.
Oh, yeah. There is this toolbox in. There's a compartment for the toolbox. I think what Ogo mentioned is this.
Yeah.
Huge toolbar. This metal hole.
Later you'll see lah.
It looks like a suspension, but it's not a suspension. It's for improve the stability for the gantry over here. Because it's 40 cm in height, right? You can go up to 40 cm inside. So with that height, the gantry will be able to, it moves around. Okay, you can actually see the height from there. With that height, you can easily knock the 3D printer and it will, there's only 4 holes underneath, so it can bend easily. That's why there is this hole supporting hole. You will see how it's assembly. So let's take a closer look again. Right now, the Miyagi is actually screwing this. There are 2 screws under this profile over here, under from the bottom up. Screw from that side, screw from this side. Okay, this long bolt.
From bottom up lah. From bottom up.
This from bottom up. So he will have to place it at the side there, so that he has access to the side.
Is it really 8 minutes only to assemble it?
No, we didn't set the timer, but okay, he checked the time. We started at 11:13, and yeah, it looks like he's being challenged right now. So that's the 5th bolt, and that's the 6th bolt. counting the bolt pressure. But one at the top, one at the bottom. Okay, two at the gantry for each side, two, and then over here there's one, another over here, and then that's the other one. So again, most of the components are already pre-assembled. Okay, already pre-assembled out of the box, and everything is packed very compact. There are a lot of bolts. There are this Creality's packing department, right? Their packaging design is very sophisticated. It covers every single part because machines when you travel, there's a lot of shops, and especially for pre-assembled 3D printers. So far, there's really no optimal solution to ship a fully assembled 3D printer without getting it damaged. And this is the closest that we can get right now. Pre-assembled 8 volts 3D printer. Okay, you just need to screw in tightly 8 volts. Later on, we will show you what are the other necessary precaution steps that you have to take. Okay, other than assembling that 8 volts, you still have to make sure that everything's tight. Okay, all the bolts are tight. You don't want to go ahead and start printing and then you notice that hey, this bolt is loose. You don't want that, so you still have to do all those checks. Great. So now he's going to connect these wires.
Oh, that's 2 wire.
There are 2 on this side, including the stepper motor, filament sensor, and the extruder.
And these 2 connector is different, right? Will.
The size is different.
Ah, so that's good. That's good.
So this cable is not labeled. There's no label over here, but the size is different, so you won't mess it up. And then the remaining one is like our normal entry printer, like the connector over here with the label.
Oh, okay, that's the Z-axis.
But again, you won't mess it up because the cable is coming out from the motherboard here, and then you just have to connect it up from here, straight here. It's very compact and neat.
So that's the LCD. A big lag. The video. Yep.
The webcam is it?
Both.
Okay. 6 minutes.
No, you haven't power up. How about the power? Is there any place to adjust the voltage?
Right. Yeah. So the LCD, it only comes with a single port, unlike the character LCD from the industry. It comes with 3 different ports. Oh, can you hear me? Hello, testing. Okay.
Not loud enough, lah. Yep. Maybe closer to the mic.
Okay, now he is connecting the spool holder. The spool holder design, the holder here, it is the same design as the CR6 spool holder, except for the holder itself comes with a bearing in it to reduce the friction when it spins out when it feed the filament into the extruder.
Adrian, the camera go down a bit.
The camera go down a bit.
Ah, yes.
Okay, take a look. Actually, this spool holder, right, you can connect it with Ender 3, also can, Ender 3 V2 also can. Right? I believe you can also download the files and cables and print it. But this one you can't get it. This bearing spool, the holder here. You can adjust the movement. You can keep it. Okay. If you move it forward, then you can keep this thing. Okay. You can slide it in. You can keep it, and
Wow. Oh, very
you can
flexible.
realign. Yeah, you can align it front and back so that the feeding direction is directly into your, your center over here.
Oh, glass bit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's some question. Maybe I can read it out.
Okay. Let's move on.
One of it is, do you need to level the bed?
So do we need to level the bed?
Audio, the mic.
Oh, sorry. So do we need to level the bed? Basically, yes, you still need to level the bed for 3D printer. Yeah, for this 3D printer, it's auto level. It's good because it's auto level. So first button, first switch over here, and the second switch over here on this side.
Oh, so there's two switch.
Yeah, there's a two switch.
Oh, okay.
One over here, another one here.
One at the back and then one on the side.
Yeah, and then let's take a closer look here. While Mr. Lin is setting up the screen and the LCD, there are actually three things over here on the side. This is directly connected to the motherboard. Okay, this is the Ethernet port. So this printer, it comes with a built-in Wi-Fi. Built-in Wi-Fi with a cloud Wi-Fi box in the machine. So you can directly connect the LAN, and you don't have to set up the Wi-Fi. You can use your phone and control the printer and print through your apps. And then there's this USB port for webcam. The webcam they use is the Creality webcam, right? So USB, Ethernet, and then the power on switch. Okay, so
What's the build size?
what's the build size? Oh, we have
Or working size are same, I think.
How is this? How much is this set? The sets we will cover it later. I'll talk about the promotion that we're going on at the end of this session. And
But
what
it's
is the
really
working
fast,
size? Yeah.
Just now when we assemble, I think it's less than 10 minutes. It's really 8 bolt only.
Yes. We took
Yesterday, no, 2 days ago, I just assembled Ender 3. It took me more than 1 hour because I assembled with my daughter.
Okay. I believe you guys can see me now. Hi. So yeah, this is the LCD screen. I hope you can see it clearly. All right.
A bit shaky.
A bit shaky. Come. What about now?
Yeah, okay. So
You
maybe a
can
holder
you can
or
see the word,
stand.
right? Okay. Anyway, the interface is very simple, right? 4 huge buttons: home, prepare, setting, leveling. The main feature of this printer is the auto leveling feature. All right. Home is where you see everything about the 3D printer now. It comes with the nozzle temperature, the bed temperature, the speed, right? What's the speed like right now? 100% speed, printing speed, and then the offsets, the Z offsets. And then under prepare, you can adjust the temperature, prepare the nozzle and the bed temperature. You can set the home. Oops. Right. So we need to level the X and Y and Z right, from the prepare. Accidentally click it.
Or finally it moved.
Yeah. So this is there's also a built-in light control, preheat setting, ABS setting for PLA and ABS. You can turn on the light over here. There's LED on the side here.
Ah,
Turn it
okay.
off. Okay.
So
This
that's
is
the
white
X.
LED,
Yep.
extra feature. Over here, there's this one touch shutdown. So instead of pressing the same on button to switch it off, when you press this, it won't turn off. Right?
Mm.
When you press it, it won't turn off. You have to go here and touch shutdown. Once you press this, it will shut it down.
Mm.
It's just one of their safety measures. When you accidentally press this button and turn it off, it won't turn off. You have to go here and press. And also, I think it kind of saved the last position of the when you're printing halfway, and then you can continue your print. All right, you can set multiple languages. Over here, I can see 9. Right,
Wow.
English, Chinese, all right, Spanish, French, Turkish, Portuguese, many language, Dutch, Italian, and yeah, the 3D printer feature. If you can't see clearly, I will be sharing the product link in the comment section very soon. You can go in and check it out. All the features are there, right? The specs are all there. Okay. And then bit leveling. This is the one that we want to show you. So the bit leveling is as simple as you click level and then you click start. When you click start, the temperature of the nozzle will go up to 120 degrees, and then the bit will also heat up a bit, and then it will start to level the bit. Yeah, so I'm going to click start now. The nozzle temperature is going to hit 120 degrees first, and then it's going to go and take points on 16 points on top of the bit. Okay, it's using a pressure gauge sensor inside the hot end here. I will show you closer up from the back later. Once the temperature reaches 120 degrees, the nozzle will move down itself. It will move down, and then it will start to get the points.
Probe lah.
The
You
firmware is a
probe.
little bit different for this bit leveling compared to CR6. Right. Wait, it's moving already right now. The bit leveling firmware for the CR-10, it actually takes multiple samples on each point. It doesn't just 1, 2. It takes like 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 points of samples to make sure that it's measuring the correct level for each point. So it will take a bit long. I estimate it takes around 5 minutes, right, to do all 16 points. Yeah.
Oh, it
Yeah.
takes 16
So
point. Oh, that's quite a lot.
16 points. Yeah. 16 points, each point tap around like 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the 3D printer, there's no manual leveling. You can't do manual leveling here,
Mad.
right? It's fully auto level, but of course you can still do adjustments. Like what I mentioned earlier, before you actually print something, you have to make sure that all your bolts are solid. Your gantry is solid. All right. I tried to push the printer, it doesn't really move. And then my bed is not wobbly. Okay, there is a slight chance that sometimes a 3D printer, any other brand or any brand 3D printer bed comes in wobbly condition. It only means that okay, during the shipment there is some shocks or
Vibration.
yeah, there's some vibration during the shipment, and then the bolts go loose. So it's always advisable to check every single bolt, make sure that everything
Oh,
is
homing, homing.
solid. So this is the first point. Can you see? It's a
Yep.
bit blur. Second point.
And you update on the
See what?
LCD also, right?
Yeah. So second point. Now moving on to third point.
Oh, okay, nice.
Okay, while we wait for the the bed leveling to complete, the temperature is around 120. The air conditioner here is a bit cold, so the nozzle is working very hard to heat it up to keep the temperature in check, 120 degrees Celsius. The reason why you need to heat up the nozzle is so that when it heats up, um, the metal actually expands, and then when you level it, the distance is more accurate as compared to when it's cold. The material is brass for the nozzle, so it expands and contracts very easily. So take a closer look. Dual rail, a tensioner, a timing belt tensioner here, similar to the tensioner is similar to the B2 design, but the dual rail is not.
Mm.
The dual
Yep.
rail is, I think this is like the only machine from Creality with a dual rail. Even CR6 is not dual rail,
Yep.
and Ender 3, B2, Ender 3 all are not dual rail.
Yep.
Okay, on the side here we have a tensioner too, right, for the x-axis. And this is the one that we showed just now, the two box.
Ah, the compartment.
The compartment here. The compartment comes with the SD card. Not sure you can see
I
SD
actually
card.
like the 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 pole at the back that support the gantry is
Yeah,
at the back, because some I saw it in the front. It will block the working of when we want to handle the printed part. For this design is at the back, so I like it.
yeah. Actually, it's more smarter when you put it at the back. It doesn't really disrupt your printing.
Yeah,
You want
yes, I
to
like that.
print around. You want a clear, a clear area at the front here. And then everything is very compact. Actually, you have no chance of dropping your filament residue to the
I think
under the
I
compartment.
think we are good to print some sample.
Yeah, right now we are at 15 degrees. I mean the 15 point, they're going to the 16 point. Temperature is dropping very fast because of the cool room here. While we wait, okay, all right, SD card here. We have to
Oh,
peel
full
this
size SD
off.
card.
Full size SD card, yes, they are using full size SD card. Ender 3, no, they are using the micro SD
Micro.
cards. The CR series, they are using full size SD card. CR6 is also full size SD card. So you have to slot in opposite way. Terbalik. Slot in the opposite
Balik
direction.
like this.
Okay, so now the bed leveling is done. I'm going to move on to our command section. I see a few questions, and yeah, I think I should answer these questions. Hold on. While Mr. Ling, he will proceed to select a print site, a file from a demo file from the SD card. So there are a couple of files from the SD card. Okay, I'm going to leave my webcam here, and then I am going to join you here. All right. So let's see, what questions do you have? Bit laggy here.
Just a Creality Wi-Fi box, right?
Yes, I'm going to give you a very straight answer. Yes, the Creality box is in there. All right. The
It's built in.
feature is built in. The feature and everything is what you got from the Creality box. But this time it actually integrates with the firmware. Right, you can reset your network from the screen itself. You can control everything from the screen itself. Okay. So you can connect it with Bluetooth, you can connect it with Wi-Fi, but of course at the beginning you have to configure your printer to connect to your local network first before you can use those features. If you are interested to explore what is Creality Cloud Wi-Fi box, you don't really need to get the unit yet. You can just go to your app store, download the app and see it for yourself. You just need to sign up an account, log in, and then see what's in there. There's actually a built-in slicer in there. I believe it uses their server to slice your file. There are a lot of sample designs. Okay, some are from Thingiverse, some are from different sources. So you can check out those the app, the interface from Creality. So open the case and see what is inside the printer.
It's bottom lah.
Unfortunately, due to our time constraint, we can still share some of the videos that actually open up the printer. But what I can tell you is, you see a motherboard, and then you see the Creality Wi-Fi cloud, the circuit, right? It's separated. It's not built in together. The motherboard is the motherboard, and then the Wi-Fi is the Wi-Fi. It's easier for replacement as well, right? The Wi-Fi rosak, then you change the Wi-Fi. You don't need to change the motherboard. And the motherboard is nothing like we have seen before. It's different. It's still 32-bit.
Oh, okay, 32-bit is good.
Still 32-bit, and but it doesn't look like CR-6. It doesn't look like any other printers. So because of I think some of the features that they integrated into this printer. All right. Okay, getting more questions. Great. How do you calibrate the tension of the belt? As I've shown you just now, there's this belt tensioner on the side here.
Yep.
For the x-axis, and then for the for the y-axis, there's a belt tensioner at the front there. Right, you can see the big screen over there. There's a knob in front of Mr. Link. Right, this is the y tensioner.
Start printing already.
Yeah, we go ahead and start the print already. Let's take a closer look.
So this is the pre-sliced G-code inside the SD card, right?
Yeah, this is the pre-sliced G-code. It prints with a raft, so you have to make sure the temperature is set right lah. Especially when it's we are in an aircon room, so make sure that your bed temperature is correct. When you print raft, it comes off very easily when it's too cold, especially on the glass bed. So make sure that you set the temperature right on the first print for your bed temperature. I noticed that my webcam is a bit blurry.
So what's the build size just now?
The build size is 300, 300, 400. 300, 30 cm by 30 cm, and then Z 40 cm.
Oh, that I noticed there is also a filament runout sensor, right?
Yes, there is a photo sensing filament sensor, photo filament sensor, right? It uses light.
So okay. So they are using what we call a photo lah. It's not a limit switch kind of type lah. That's better.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it uses light. The filament goes in, and then if you print halfway and the filament runs out, it will stop the print. And then you have to go through that sensor before you go through the extruder. The extruder is one of the key point as well, because you don't really see this kind of extruder in the Ender series. There's a locking mechanism here. You can slide this lock and then slide your filament in, and then just click it back. So right now you don't need to use your finger and hold on to the spring on your aluminum extruder. It's very easy, like just snap in, snap out. Okay. So the printer actually comes with an extension here, but we're not going to install it right now. An extension for you to close the gap between the photo sensor, the filament
Mm.
sensor, and the extruder. So once you close this gap, right, it allows you to print using TPU, flexible filament. With this gap,
Suddenly the camera
camera go to sleep.
go to sleep. Okay, it's back. It's wake up. Wake up.
I'm sorry, guys. My camera decided to go to sleep. So again, let me repeat. Once you manage to close the gap between for the filament sensor and the extruder, you can actually print using TPU, flexible filament. If you don't close this gap, your filament is gonna come out from this area, right? It's gonna just come out over here. So they actually come with a jig, a extra part to cover this area. Okay. All right. So a moment for us to observe the print. Okay, hopefully everything goes well. But at the meantime, I'm here. Ask me anything. You can ask me anything about the 3D printer.
Are we going to show the video, the features video?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I like it lah because a lot of features of course this is more advanced compared to Ender 3 or Ender 3 V2. Yeah.
Yeah. It comes with, it's a feature pack kind of 3D printer. Like all the features that Creality have, they just boom, all in one. You can say it's an all-in-one 3D printer with the Wi-Fi, LCD screen. Um, Everything looks nicer too.
Touch screen, touch LCD screen. Yeah.
It's a capacitive touch screen. I believe it's a capacitive touch screen. It's not pressure anymore. Yeah, it's a capacitive touch screen.
So
Not
it
like the Ender 3 V2, Ender 3 V2 is pressure and think, think. So this one
no
is
lah
different. No.
V2 doesn't have touch.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe the
V2 doesn't have.
CR6
The CR6, yes. The CR6 have
CR6
also
SE
capacitive.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if we compare with CR6 SE this is not only the size, right? It come with the, I think compared to CR6 SE, it come with the Wi-Fi part.
Yeah. If you
Yeah.
compare with CR6, bigger
Not only the
size,
size yeah.
Wi-Fi feature. The sensor used for auto leveling is also similar to the CR6,
Mm.
but the hot end design is a little bit different. We didn't open up the extruder, but this CR-10 hot end, the design, the heatsink design, it's more. Let's say it has a bigger heatsink, the hot end, and uh, the hot end itself is actually very compact.
Mm.
Okay. And then, right, but it's. I think the answer is very straightforward. If you need something auto that can do auto leveling, the CR series may be a good choice.
Mm.
It's a good choice. Uh, and it's just the size, which size you need. If you need
Yeah.
something bigger with auto leveling feature, then CR Smart is the right choice. And if you need something smaller, then CR6 is the right choice.
Yeah.
But again, this is an improvement and a bigger size of CR6.
Yeah.
Right?
But
Bigger
I
dimension.
also like the assembly lah. It's really easy if you look at it just now. Compared to Ender 3 or Ender 3 V2 take, yeah, of course I like doing Ender 3 V2 also lah.
Yeah.
Because I like assembly thing. But this one for beginner, those that wanted to print only, this is for them, right?
Yeah. It's more suitable for someone who wants a printer that, out of the box, a few screws and nuts, a few bolts and nuts, and then you can go ahead and print. Right? Not, you don't spend too much time uh, setting up the 3D printer.
Yeah.
you can go.
What are we printing actually? Is the
What are we
Pikachu
printing?
or
We are printing the testing dog, the dog.
the dog? Okay, okay.
Yeah, you got the file. Yeah, that dog.
Let's see what's other question that we can help them to answer.
Yeah. So over here we have one question. Can add an enclosure box. The enclosure box, is slightly bigger. So not sure if Creality they do produce such a big box.
For the time being, no red, right?
Yeah, I believe there is such big size enclosure from Creality, but of course you can check out other
Yeah.
sources. There are such big size enclosure. If you are planning to print ABS, then yes, enclosure you really need it. The one thing that I would advise you to look closer is, because the spool holder is on the side,
Yeah.
right, you may need to reconsider the
Yeah.
size of the enclosure, whether it can fit with this spool holder, or else what I do with my CR6 is that I print another spool holder and place it at the top
At the top lah.
of the gantry, yeah, at the top, like our ender tree. So you
Yep.
can just 3D print one and then just tied it up there, and then you can use ender tree enclosure. But that's for CR6, right? This one you will need a bigger enclosure. Okay.
I think we cannot cover the dog completion of the 3D printed parts, right? So maybe we can update in our group later. We have the 3D printing group, the result.
This dog will take around 2.5 hours. So we are just trying to demonstrate to you that okay, it prints, and it's easy to assemble. And then we will be releasing a couple of videos about CR10s, the things that you have to do, right? The tips and tricks are on how to get started with this 3D printer, especially on getting a good print. Right? What are the steps that you have to take to make sure that your printer is sturdy? Right? That's what they say. It's supposed to be very sturdy. They have to be very sturdy. If I shake this table, it should still print. Um, Sometimes I like to do stress tests for my other printer. I will go 45-degree on the whole printer and then let it print, and it still prints. Right? It should print as long as the bed is level. You can move around and it still prints. Right? So CR10 does that. It's built to be stable. I can just knock it and it's still very stable. And of course, it's very heavy, so it's also very stable.
Just to highlight,
Yeah,
I think just now we said it because it come with Wi-Fi, so there's two choice to print, right? Two way to print. And one is you can print it from your apps if you connect, you create account, things like that.
Yeah.
Then another one is the one that we are doing now. You are printing it using a conventional way lah. You put your G code inside the SD card, then you select it from the menu lah, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah. So the app again, it comes with a built-in slicer. You can use their slicer, but I recommend that you use your own slicer and then you upload your STL file, and then you can directly save your STL file in your mobile app, and then you can monitor your prints from the app. That's the one of the advantage of using this app. If you have the Creality camera, you can install it and view your print directly from the app, right, from the Creality app. There's a camera feature in there as well. Right, there are still a lot of features in the app, and I advise you to go ahead and explore it and check out the files over there. But of course, there are more STL files out there, open source STL files.
Yep.
Some files that you can get from the app. So the PC style of slicing is still the best, right? Okay. All right, we are reaching out the end of this session. If you still have more questions, do drop your questions. If not, I'll still proceed on introducing to you what we have. in our shop. Let's take a look over here. Okay, if you're interested to find out more about CR-10 Smart, I just dropped the link, the product link in the comment section. But yeah, do check out the link. There's the specs and everything in there. And let's take a look at their video. You know, they have a very nice, fancy introduction video from Creality for the CR-10 Smart. Let's take a moment and have a look. It also covers the features of the CR-10 Smart. Okay, let's go.
Silent driver. Yeah, good. But it's really silent.
Yeah.
We
So
didn't notice that there's movement at all.
yeah. Speaking of silent driver lah, let's hear the noise lah. All right. We have to be very clear lah. Right. Sometimes when we put silent, right, you don't expect 100% silent lah, right? Because it's still a machine. The stepper motor, however, it's really silent. If you use an Ender 3 printer and you suddenly change to this, you will realize, oh, the dB drop a lot, the noise drop a lot. But there are still noise. The noise can come from the fan, especially the fan. Right. So
Yeah.
let's take a closer hearing. Not sure if you can hear it, but this is the noise from the fan.
From which fan? From the power supply fan or from the hot end?
From the hot end. The hot end noise is louder. The power supply fan they reduce the noise a lot. The fan is actually, blowing downwards and it's very compact lah. For the power supply, it's all down here, so you can't really hear it. Okay, so that's the noise from the fan, but you don't hear any noise from the stepper motor or the driver. There's no frequency kiki sound anymore. It's complete silent. If you plan to put it in your room, no, don't do that. Living room, yes. All right. You don't want to print in your room lah. All right. I don't advise that. Not because of the noise, because it's also because of the film lah. Okay.
The film for the filament.
Yeah, the film for the filament. We say PLA is safe, but also let's be safe lah. Okay, we have 5 more minutes left. I'm going to proceed with my slides. And yeah, we will wrap this up. Next week, we have more sessions coming up. So today, you are actually attending the Satron webinar series. We do a lot of these webinars every week. And next week, we will be introducing you to Recabit. And the week after that, we will do Microbit and Scratch, mainly suitable for students, young students. So if you're interested to learn more, join us in the weeks to come.
Cool.
And this is the one that I need to highlight. If you are interested in 3D printing, you still don't have a 3D printer, but you want to talk to someone that has a 3D printer, join our community, our Telegram group, ask us questions, Okay, the whole idea is to get you more comfortable in 3D printing, to make you feel more confident in 3D printing. Right? Not everyone is born an engineer, so we don't expect you to be an engineer to learn 3D printer. And especially 3D printer. 3D printer is not designed for engineers actually. It's designed for arts people actually. It's designed for people who love art. To create miniatures, to design different miniatures. So people you don't need a diploma or degree in engineering to learn 3D printing. So join us in this group. Again, you can take a photo of this. You can scan the link and join us and ask us any questions related to 3D printing. All right. If you have no more questions, I think that's all from us. But we are going to stay for another 3 minutes so that you have your questions. You can drop your questions in the comment section. Today, we are not taking any feedback because it's mainly us demonstrating to use CR-10. So we won't be taking any feedback. We won't be giving out any certificates, but we will continue on to show you the 3D printer.
Are we making any promotion for the? Is there any ready stock?
Good question. Good question. Here, let me quickly show you what's the promotion going on right now in our Cytron marketplace. Okay, first things first, go to our Cytron website. I'm sorry for my laggy laptop today.
A lot of camera.
A lot of camera, yeah. And then go ahead, type CR-10 Smart.
A lot of camera, then maybe a lot of monitors also. 2 monitors.
Two, three, one HDMI, USB, and 2 cameras. 3 screens. Hey. Yeah, I got the link straight away lah. Even fast. So basically, you search CR10 and you see this. What we have right now, our promotion that is currently going on right now is that the price is like the lowest right now in the market, 1888 to celebrate 8th of August as well. 1888 on, and we are giving out a lot of free gifts with the 3D printer, with the CR10 Smart Capricorn tube, PTFE tube.
Wow.
A recommended upgrade, and then the PTFE cutter, 10 different size nozzle, not 10 different size nozzle, but 5 different size, I think, and then with 10
A
units.
pair lah. Yeah, a pair of it lah.
Yeah, 10 of it, and then
And all this gift is on top of the discount.
On top of the discount, correct. So
wow.
The cost, the promo rate is 1888 with all these free gift, 2 filaments, 2 1 kg filament, and 1 mystery gift.
Okay.
That will be giving up.
And now,
I won't be telling you
do we have
is.
ready stock? Because, okay. So we have back order lah now.
Yeah, right now we are only doing back order. There's very high demand lah. It's a very fairly new 3D printer.
I thought we launched it last week, right? We've ready stock. So it's all gone already. Wow, that's fast.
Sold out. So yeah, take the back order. The promotion will only last for 1 week. All right, 8 days to be exact. 8 days, 11 hours and 59 minutes left. And
wow.
The back order is estimated to arrive 1 month, in 1 month time.
Yep.
Okay. Scroll down to learn more about CR-10.
Talking about ready stock, we have. I still remember one of our colleagues said, "Hey, can you finish it within 1 week or 2 weeks?" You still remember or not? So now we finish it already. It's very good features. This one. Those that wanted to print, out of the box, just 8 bolts. Then you can start. There's no manual bit leveling you need to do.
Yeah,
I think it's good.
just to set some expectation lah for this 3D printer. It's not like Ender 3. If you plan to DIY a lot, maybe this is not for you, right? A DIY a lot, then we recommend Ender 3, Ender 3 V2. You can DIY, you can add a lot of features, you can upgrade a
Yeah.
lot of things. This is like upgraded, super upgraded kind already. It's meant for you to plug, play, use, print. It's suitable for university, for you to teach in your classroom. It's suitable for exhibition. It's suitable for for places, for public places, for people to view. You don't need to upgrade it. You don't need to redesign it. It's suitable for this sort of application. It's not so suitable for if you're a maker, you want to design your own, you want to redesign everything, then maybe not, because a lot of things are already upgraded in this 3D printer. So
Yep.
just to set a few notch on our expectation and be clear on what this 3D printer can do. Okay, so guys, I will see you again next week. Thank you for joining, and I will also hope that I will be able to see you in our Telegram group, all right, in our Telegram community group. So thank you again for joining, and I hope you enjoyed today's live assembly. If you want to rewatch this video, by all means, this video is recorded and it will be available in YouTube or our Facebook channel, our Facebook page. So thank you, Over, thank you,
Well,
Ling, thank you for joining us today. All right, all right. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye.